And Philip Davies and Jess Phillips join us now from College Green. Jess Phillips, you were saying it was laughable. Do you regret saying that now? Was that the right reaction, to burst out laughing?
The thing that I said was laughable. I stand by, the idea that men can't raise issues in Parliament and that male parliamentarians don't have enough opportunities is obviously ridiculous when so many more men are in Parliament. I think that what never gets played in this clip over the weekend is the bit where I asked for a point of order to explicitly state that I do care about the issues that men face.
Right. I mean, don't you have enough opportunity, Philip Davies? I mean, you only have to look at the numbers. Jess Phillips said there she was the only woman on that committee.
Well, there's a difference between how many men there are in Parliament and the debate about men's issues, which aren't just of interest to men. Lots of women are concerned by men's issues, as Jess just indicated. And if you think of the issues that I raised about the high suicide rate amongst men, the lower achievement of boys in schools, the health problems that don't get reported, like testicular cancer, the underreporting of male domestic violence, the problem many fathers having getting access to the children.
Will you be going to DWP questions to raise people who commit suicide through sanctions, largely men?
Hold on a second.
Just today, there's an opportunity.
Jess, you've had your say. I didn't interrupt you in what you had to say. All of those things, if you actually look in Parliament, they very, very rarely get debated, and they are real issues. Now, if Jess is saying that these issues can be debated at other times and raised at other times, there's exactly the same thing applies to issues around International Women's Day, that we have a monthly questions of women and equality questions in Parliament, which we don't have for men. So if Jess is going to say to people who come next year to say, actually, we want to debate on International Women's Day, and if she's going to say, well, you don't need one because there's plenty of other opportunities to raise these issues, then that would be entirely consistent.
Right.
But what wouldn't be is if you support International Women's Day debate but deprive one for International Men's Day.
Jess Phillips, what do you say?
What I say is that I didn't deprive Philip Davies or the men in Parliament of this debate. Mr. Davies failed to fill in the form correctly,
That's not
and
true.
it may well still get through the committees tomorrow.
And you'd support it, would you?
I can't say that I think there is a need for International Men's Day debate. I absolutely, and I am happy and have committed to raising a debate on male suicide, on young boys achieving in school. These are both things that I have personal experience of and see every day in my constituency. That isn't what was asked for. What was asked for was a sort of mealy-mouthed, well, the girls get one.
Right. I mean, is that what you were really asking for, Philip Davies, just to say sort of tit for tat? Because there would be opportunities to raise individual issues, like, as you say, the very worrying issue of high suicide rates amongst young men and underachievement at school. That could be done aside from having an International Men's Day.
Well, I just gave a huge range of issues that affect men that all very rarely get debated in Parliament. A debate for International Men's Day would actually allow all of these issues to be raised during the course of one debate in a very simple way. I was actually on the Backbench Business Committee for 2 years when we granted debates on International Women's Day, as it happens. And all I'm saying is that I don't, in the spirit of gender equality, if we have that every year in Parliament, I can't really see what the objection is to debate the legitimate issues that Jess says are legitimate issues in a prime opportunity, which is to coincide with International Men's Day, which happens to take place on the 19th of November this year.
What I would suggest to you is that you put in for a debate with an actual motion so that the government has to actually do something about, for example, the very poor targeted services for men in mental health services, with an actual motion so that the government have to do. But I suspect that you might talk it out much like you did to the carers who asked for your help on Friday.
Well, and Jess Phillips mentioned, Philip Davies, about voting on other issues, your voting record in general. I mean, are there other ways in other debates to bring these issues to life, and have you voted in favour of them in the past?
Look, I always vote in favour of true equality. I don't know if Jess was selected on an all-women shortlist for her selection.
Did you vote for gay marriage?
I don't. Well, I don't agree with gay marriage. So why would I vote for something I don't agree with? And there's actually that bill. If we want to get into that debate, it has nothing to do with equality. It's actually now it's not equal marriage at all, because you can have civil partnerships and marriage for gay people. You can only have marriage for heterosexual.
I'm all right with that.
It's not equality.
Being blocked from it.
It's not equality though. So Jess has a strange view of equality, which is that the groups that she
you have a very
supports
basic view of
should
equality.
have more equality than other people.
It's about opportunity.
When you stop, just pause for a moment. What does International Women's Day, Jess, actually achieve?
Well, International Women's Day is, sort of a long-held day. I've never been in Parliament when it was International Women's Day, so I have absolutely no idea what happens in the debate in Parliament.
Right.
But International Women's Day is about recognising that women internationally are face terrible inequalities. I mean, issues like, you know, the awful rapes that we've seen publicised in India, the issues around the fact that in Africa the average age of a woman to get married is 14 in some countries. These are issues that, you know, we want to stand as sisters shoulder to shoulder with our, you know, across the world and say that we don't accept it.
And that's what you want for men, is it, Philip Davies? An exact replica of that debate about men around the world?
Yeah, absolutely. There are issues that affect women, and I've taken part in debates on International Women's Day before. And like I say, I've granted them when I was on the backbench business committee.
Thank you for your sorority.
All I ask is that we actually have real equality, and I don't know what Jess is so worried about in allowing these men's issues to be debated.
Well,
just
I
as
look forward to seeing both of you.
Issues.
I look forward to seeing both of you in that debate when it happens.
If it ever happens.
Well, the women's one I meant first, but yes, if the men's one happens as well. Thank you to both of you.